Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new live session of Customily. We're going to get started in just 2 minutes. What is Customily? Well, most of you installed the app quite recently and are either getting started with your store from scratch or beginning the process of selling personalizable products on an existing store. Now, for both cases, we have the perfect tools to get started. Customily is an app that provides your store with live previews of products, as along with options that your customers can interact with, changing the live previews with every interaction. So, from text typing to clip art selection or image upload, your preview will change and give you a realistic example of how your customization will look on the final product, and it will go live. So I can type in this and you see how the text is changing along the way. I can keep typing and see how it keeps adding, or I can just fix anything. This is a very simple customization that can be done using Customily. Customily uh, will load this live preview and these options in your store, and your customers will be able to preview what they're doing. And not only that, after they purchase, the print file of this particular design will also be created with the customization. So think for a second, how would you customize something before Customily? You will have a lot of images of the product, a lot of examples and samples of the available fonts, available images, colors, etc. And you will have your customers to type in the notes or description which hairstyles you wanted, which backgrounds you wanted, and also typing in the text they wanted. But then all that information, you as a merchant had to produce a proof and send over email. Then you would go back and forth with emails until you land on a desired final product, and then you will have to fulfill that product for the customer. Imagine all that wasted time on a scaling sales scenario is not going to be feasible. So by using Customily, by installing Customily in your store, you will be able to give full control to your customers of what they want to input in the customizations. You will also have the control of what do you want them to customize. If they want to add text, how many characters can they fit, how many fonts can they choose from, or colors or images or the size. You will set the design for them, and all they have to do is quickly customize, preview, do whatever changes they want. Maybe they see that they want to type something that's really long, so they will be able to shrink that and make it bigger, smaller. They will see their customization live, and once they purchase, you as a merchant get that information and the print file. So Customily has saved you a lot of time on back and forth emailing, a lot of proofing, a lot of mistakes, chances of mistakes. And not only that, you'll be able to later automatically fulfill these products with certain print on demand providers. So there's a lot of steps we have simplified by using Customily. Now, how does Customily works? Well, basically, this preview is done by loading a template on the page. And the options as well. Options can be one or a lot of options, and those options are called the option set. Is the group of elements that your customers will interact. So these two elements, the template, which is the graphic part, the live preview, and the options, which is where your customers can interact, these two are created in Customily. So basically, if you follow the steps of creating a template from scratch, then you'll be able to create the options automatically. No need for coding or manual inputting. And then all you have to do is connect those two items to any of your existing products. As simple as that. But what if you have a store from scratch? And that's what I'm going to show you again on the presentation. If you need to create the listings, actually, the products from scratch in your store, Then what can you do with Customily? That's why we have Customily 2.0. Now, this is our latest update for Etsy and Shopify stores. This allows you to create and publish personalized products easier, faster, and better than before. So, those starting your stores from scratch will have more interest in this section because now you can choose a product directly from a print on demand supplier, add a design to it, and get it published in your store all from the Customity app. So even if you're working with your own products or your own fulfillment or an outside fulfillment, or you have known print on demand providers, you no longer have to create products using their interface. You can connect over Customity and do everything inside Customity. Also, with these print on demand services that have an API connection, all the fulfillment processes will be automated. This means that once you receive a purchase, all the order details and the ready to print file will be sent to the corresponding POD provider automatically, and they will do the fulfillment and shipping. Now, another interesting feature for, like I said, Etsy and Shopify stores alike, is that now you will have free access to Customity's designs libraries. This means that now you can find designs that are ready to use and sell, or you can use those clip arts to create your own designs. So you see there's a lot of features available in Customity 2.0, and you'll be able to see what's best for you, what suits best for you in your particular store. So once you begin with Customity, you should ask yourself a couple of questions. Do you have existing products? Do you have new products that need to be created? Will you be doing things manually with template creation, or you will let Customity do the templates by combining print on demand information and designs from our collection or designs from your own creation? By answering those questions, you will find the right way to go and to begin with Customity. But just to summarize, you will find that there are 4 possible ways to work with Customity 2.0. You can work with a print on demand provider who has its own product catalog and add a design from the Customity library to it. This is the fastest path and the one that allows you to have a published product ready to sell in minutes. Now you can work with the print on demand provider, but choose to add your own designs to their products. In this case, you will have a design studio in Customity, and you will populate your design collection first before you're able to publish these products. Now, on the other hand, if you have your own products and you're not interested in working with a print-on-demand provider, perhaps you have your own workshop or you have a specific fulfillment outside of your company, you will have the mockup information so you can create your product-based library first. Once you have all your product mockups, you can choose to add a design from the Customities library to them and then create the product and publish that really fast. Or you can, of course, add your own designs to your own products. And this will be the path that will involve a bit more of time. But once you have all your product mockups and all your designs set up, it's just a mix and match game, and you'll be able to create products really fast. Okay, so now that we have a clear idea of what the options are, we're going to start creating products. And this is a very special live session because today we're going to actually do the same product, but we're going to explore 2 different ways of doing that in Customity. Because you will present yourself as 2 different merchants. You will be a merchant that has a workshop and has a stock of a product, so you will have your own mockup, okay, your own product, and you will also have your own artwork. So you will be creating your product base and one artwork. Then, of course, you can add multiple artworks or designs to that same product. So eventually you could just have the base product and add multiple possible variants, and that will imply new products all the time. So, but always the same base product. That's the trick about working with Customity 2.0. You will populate your store from scratch with the same base idea and a lot of designs. Now, on the other hand, we'll try to pretend that we have actually the product. And let me just stop presentation and go to this screen, right? So we're going to start with the idea that we want to sell this lunchbox, and we have a pre-made printing, which is the animals and the good appetite. And then we're going to customize the name. Okay, well, will be a product base because eventually we want this to change to another design or to change to another text information, different fonts, etc. So we may want to reuse this product for later. But we're going to start also from the concept that we have a standard lunchbox that always sells like this, and you suddenly decide you want to customize this extra. You want to imprint the name, to add value, to charge extra, and to make it more personalizable. So you see this is a common listing with an image of the product, and you say, I want to change to turn this into something customizable. So I will use my existing product, my existing listing here, and I will create a template from scratch and connect that. So we'll do the same, only we're going to do that by using the 2.0 tools and the standard tools. So you can see which tools will be better depending on each case. And you will see the advantages and the way it's easier or not on each case. So before we begin, let's go to the very first point and talk a bit about the Customily app itself. So I'm a store owner. I want to start selling these personalizable products, and I just installed Customily, so I'm going to try it out. I will get an onboarding at the beginning. This onboarding will ask you some questions about pretty much what I just asked you. What are you selling? How are you selling? How are you fulfilling? And it will guide you through different areas of Customily so you get the best idea of how to use the app. There's a lot of things about the app, and you may want to use the best tools for your case. So here we are in the main menu of Customily. You can see that there to the left bar we have 7 sections. Now the first 3 sections are the shortcuts to the 2.0 tools. So we start off here in the start section where you can easily just create a new product. 2.0 tools will be the best tools to create products in your store directly. And there's a shortcut to find your designs when you start creating your designs to use in different products, and your product bases when you particularly have your own products to fulfill. Or you could just click on create new product and you will see that you have a lot of print-on-demand services available to integrate, as well as your bases. So depending on the profile of your store and how you want to fulfill, you will start off with print-on-demand providers, you will add designs, or you will start off with your own products because you are your own fulfillment, you have your own workshop, and also add the designs. So there's no limitation in there, just everything is here in the beginning, and you should find the right way to suit your store. Now, after you work with the 2.0 tools, or if you want to go straight to the very core of Customily, you will see the next 3 sections. These sections are the key elements of Customily. So here you can explore, manage, and create your templates. You can upload and organize your assets in libraries, for example, color libraries, fonts, vectors, and images. And you can see all your connected products in the store section. Here as well, you can change many settings that will help you customize the front-end experience of your customers. The last section, the order section, is where you will be managing whatever order is purchased using Customily's customization. As you know, once someone customizes a product and purchases, you will get the preview of what the customer did and also the print file, and you will be able to manage that in this orders section. So today, like I said, we're going to create a product in 2 different ways. And how do we begin? So let's think about this. Let's say I don't have any product, and I want to start selling this lunchbox. Of course, I need some basic information. I will need to know the size of this area to be printed, right? Because this is the the name will cover a specific area that I'm going to print. I will also need this photo of the lunchbox, but um, without the name. That's very important. You should always have a photo of your product blank without um, any customization, because it will help you inside Customily to put things together. So if I were to create a product base, remember that a product base is the lunchbox itself, and then we're going to add designs. I will click here on create new product base, and I will be taken directly to our product editor. Let's call this the live session. Okay, and once you set up your name, you need to set up the print area. Remember, you need to know exactly what are you going to be printing. So when you later select a design, it may be a specific text, a specific font, um, or any other design that you want, you know that you'll be printing on, for example, on a label or a sublimation sheet of paper that will have a specific size to fit the lunchbox. In this case, let's say I know for a fact that we have a 400 by 50. That's 40 by 50 is a big lunchbox, but it's going to proportion correctly. So we're going to have this area of printing, right? So this is the print area sticker that I'm going to be using for my product. This is the maximum print area that I can put any design inside of this. This is very important. In the in the product base setup, you start by setting up the print area, so you have a specific size depending on your product. And you can also set up which format you need your printer. So for example, I can print this in vector format or image format in any way I want. I'm going to do it with the PDF, CMYK. That's how it works. Now, if I want to change this, because I suddenly made a mistake, I can click on the resize button, and I can change, for example, in the unit, I can put inches, I can put pixels, and it will, of course, set up a specific set of options depending on what I select. So if you work with inches, you can still work with inches without any problem. Once you know exactly which is the print area of your product, and you have you set up the export format and whatever setting you need, you're ready to go to the next step, in which this print area will be placed on top of a mockup. So I click next, and now we are setting up the preview. Always watch this area here that will tell you where you are located. Right now you're on the second step, you're on the preview. And these buttons will guide you into what you need to put. We have made previous live sessions in which we explain all three functions of this, how you can better use each case. Now, particularly, we will be using the product images. And let's check this. Let me see if I can make it bigger. You see, I have a lot of mockups. This is my product. Remember, this is my factory. And in fact, I have this listing with an example, like an inspiration. Then I have this photo, and then I have this other photo without the name. This will be more than enough. Okay, and so I'm going to pick this. It's a big image, no worries. Customily will adjust this anyway necessary. And now this is your mockup. This is what your customer will see. And the print area, of course, is pretty big. So if we later put some text here, it's going to look really big. We want this to resize until we reach a proportion that is correct to our real product. In fact, you can click on the transform part and you can just rotate stuff like this. So whatever design you put is going to print precisely on your measurements, but it's going to look like this on the preview, which is really nice. Yeah, and that's how you get to show realistic effect on your customization. Once you're satisfied with this, you can click next and go to the final revision part. This is very interesting because now you see that whatever, even if you see this as your print area, you will always print exactly in your proportions and sizes. This is just for the previewing. So this is our product base, and later we can design a lot of possible options here. We can set flower patterns or name typing, anything you want, and then create unique products using the combination of this product base with whatever design we want. Yeah, so now we're going to save. Particularly, we have no variant, so no need to do anything on this area. Just click save. Okay, done, and we have been taken to the My Product Base collection. Now, if I go to the Start menu now and I click on Create New Product, instead of picking from my this print-on-demand providers, I will go to My Product Bases. And I will look for my product. Can be on the pages here, or I can just type in something here. Yeah, this is my product, my live session lunchbox. So once I pick my product base to begin with, there's no variants to be selected in a default print area, so I'm ready to jump to the next step. And the next step is picking a design. Of course, I can go and pick Customily designs. Why not? It may look really strange, but it is feasible. If you have your own t-shirts, your own mousepad, whatever you have, you can actually create a specific product, a specific listing with any Customily design and your product base. There's no limitation on that. In fact, you have over 200 designs to play with. You have categories to quickly browse them. So if you want character related or season related or calendar event related, there's a lot of things you can play with. Even there, we have specific products with specific designs. But I'm not going to be using Customily designs. So I click back. I'm going to use my designs. Now for my designs, I actually already have a design because we actually did this design last Tuesday. So if I go to my last page, I will see what we did. We set up a name for a cutting board, and the proportion looks pretty nice and well. So I'm going to use the same design. This is pretty much a text box that will allow you to type in whatever text you want. So if I were to pick this design or any of the other designs that I want, it's the same. You can reuse your designs completely independent from whatever product I created already. So I have my cutting board from last Tuesdays, and I have this design available again for a new product. So I'm going to click there. Now here's what's happening. You see, Customily says it's creating a template. Why? Because the template that will load on the front end, this template you see when you refresh, there's a quick spinning here. This is loading, yeah. This is loading a template here that includes the design on the print area and the design on the mockup. And those two elements are the template. So Customily needs to find the design you picked, the product base you pick, make the connection between them, and create a unique template for this unique product. So now I have a unique product in store. In this case, it's a Shopify store, but it could be an Etsy listing that will be called Live Session Lunchbox. It will load on the front page a specific unique template with a unique ID that will have the design on the print area and the design on the mockup exactly the way I put things together in the beginning. And here is my final revision. I can type in, and I will see that looking nice. I can save this to be my product image. So I have a new listing photo, really nice. And then I can edit the product details if I want to change the name. I won't change the name, but I'm going to put a price on this. Yeah, I can do this later on. It's your Shopify. It's okay. This is saving you a bit of time. Only that. Saving product. And I'm ready to publish this. Once I publish this, I'm taken directly to my store to see this mockup ready to go. This is the preview, the listing photo I picked, but I can type something like my name and see how things automatically. I can actually even keep typing and play around with this, but oh, yeah, bad job. So this is my product created on my store. This is brand new. This was created really quick using a product base and using a design. In fact, I could create another lunchbox with another design, or I could, in fact, let me just do that just for the sake of this presentation. So you see that actually I can reuse my product base. For example, let me go back to Customily, quickly show you how you can create a new design and use the same product. This will be the lunchbox flowers, something like that. Yeah. Of course, you will need to have better prepared assets. I'm winging this with you. Going to repeat my my proportions so I know what I'm going to be putting here. But what I'm going to do is instead of putting a text box, I'm going to put a dynamic image. Let's click on transform and set this to be exactly the same, like that. So I'm going to upload images, and I remember we did a live session about a blanket that had some flowers. Yeah, so you start to see familiar changes. I'm going to see, where did I put them? There you go. Yeah, I have them here. Very important. I need to actually set this all the way around. Yeah, yeah, it needs to be up like here, so I can upload this. I can upload all these designs, for example. Yeah, like that. And then I could just rotate this again. And this is my lunchbox design that I can put now here. Not the best possible idea, but it's going to work because I'm giving customers choices. In fact, I can change this to select your image. And for another word, but it's fine. Your image. So this is my print, my new design. I'm going to click done, save, and now I have a brand new design, and I can use this exactly the same way I use my text. Probably would be better to have this look a bit more brown for the wood, but maybe that's your homework. So I'm going to the start menu again and repeat the process. Create a new product basis, lunchbox, live session, no variants or different elements to pick. And now go to my designs, the last page, and find my flowers. This will create a brand new listing, a brand new template, and options exactly for this particular design. The product base will be the same. You will see the same print file. You will see the same mockup with the same print area. The design will change. The options will change, and it will be a unique template itself. So that's how you can quickly create a template by combining elements that you know you will later be using. Yeah, like that. So this is a new design, and because we input a lot of options, this can change easily. Like that. Okay, let's go with this new image and edit the product so they have actually different names. Edit the details. Live session flowers. Lunchbox 20. We're going to charge extra for this. And then publish. Just like that. And now I have my images. I have my print and go like that. So what happened on the back end? This is very important because I know there are some questions and we're going to jump to the other part. On the back end, in my case on Shopify, this is the store I'm using. If I check my newest created products, you will see that Customily created a live session lunchbox and a live session flowers lunchbox. These are two brand new products active, yeah, and these are just common listings that are loading the Customily template. Now, where can I find the template? Remember, I told you this is the main area and the core of Customily where you can manage stuff. If I go to templates, I will find probably on the last page, I will find these templates, the live session lunchbox flowers and the board name design, which is actually this. And these templates with these unique IDs are the ones that were created specifically for that product. Not that you cannot change that, but these templates are the exact combination of your chosen design and your chosen product base. So let me show you how this looks on the inside. It's pretty much like the product base, right? We have a step one, which is the print. In this case, the print will have the exact size that we set up on the product base, but including the design. Yeah, so you see everything has been combined for you automatically. There's no manual process here. And if I go to the second step, if I click next, I will see exactly what I build on my product base with the product image. And instead of seeing the print area, I will actually see the design that I picked. So basically, this is a template. And it has been created automatically by Customily. Of course, you can test it out before you save it. You can change this to like that. And you see it's previewing that, and it's also printing the same. And this is the main idea of Customily, that your customers can preview something and you can get it printed immediately. So the same information that you set up on the second step will be translated to the first step. And once they purchase or they submit the customization in case of Etsy, this file will be sent for rendering with the same exact information. So it's always talking together preview and production file inside of the template. So I'm going to read quickly. The question was, the template is the product you created from the base and the designs together. Yes, it's like the sun, basically. It's the offspring of breathing together a design and a product base, to be very graphic on the matter. And they attach to the product that was also created by Customily. Now, how can we find that product? We check that out here in the store section. The store section is where you can manage your products. Not only the products you have on your store connected to Customily, but any product you may have, draft, active, whatever. So I can pick my store here if I have more than one store, go to link products. Remember, if you have Shopify and Etsy, it will show the Etsy as well, and will show the Etsy listings as well, right? And when you click, you can search for anything here, or you can just filter by not linked or linked. You see here, I may want to sync something. In case you don't see the latest changes, you just sync up and that's it. You see, I have a standard launch box that I showed you before. Is this one, yeah, and there's no connection. It's not linked to Customily. Basically, this is one of my other listings. But if I go to link it to Customily, I will see this checkbox here, this check mark, and I can go for lunch box. I will have the live session lunchbox and the flowers lunchbox. If I click on the live session flowers, this is the new product created by Customily, the listing photo, and here you can see precisely which template is loading right now on the product. I can remove this and pick another if I want. If I go pro on this, I can edit the options by clicking on this option set. Remember, the options is where you see. Let me show you. When I click here, it opens um, another tab. These options basically is what you see these swatches. So you don't like these swatches, just come here, open any of these and change those swatches. You're free to modify and personalize the user experience any way you want. And if you want to locate this on a over 100 templates, just click here and it will single that out so you can edit. But you are always in full control of what's loading or not loading in Customily. In fact, if I were to just not have this customized for the moment, I could just remove these two elements without deleting them, of course, just clicking on the X and saving. It will turn this again into a single basic listing. Maybe you want to optimize something, or you want to change the template and you want to disconnect for the moment. You're free to do that and manage that any way you want inside Customily all the time. There's another question. Does the file size matter for the designs we are bringing in? Well, yes and no. Some print areas are square or rectangular, but they have proportions that are like 3/4, very close to something square. So starting off with a square design will always fit pretty nice. Now, if you have something really horizontal or really vertical, or you have a landscape proportions like a canvas or something, it a square design might not work perfectly. So you might want to resize that to something more proportionate to your product. I always recommend that if you are going to be developing a specific design for many sizes and proportions, I recommend you create 3 designs. One design will be square optimized, the other will be a landscape optimized, and the other will be a portrait optimized. It's not that you don't have to create a design for each single size, because most sizes are just proportionate in different sizes, and Customily will always try to fit. It will never deform or extend any design. It's always trying to preserve the design. So putting a square design on a very horizontal print area like the one of the lunchbox will end up in your design being on the center very small. I think that's so. You need to keep that in mind, to be honest. If I sell t-shirts, should I make a base for each t-shirt brand? Bella Canvas, next level. Well, that depends on the t-shirt, I guess. If you're going to be fulfilling a specific product, yes, you will have to create a product with that a final listing using a design and a product base from your print on demand with that specific product, basically because if you create a product using a print on demand information, those two elements will be connected, the product and the print on demand. So whenever they purchase that product, it goes straight to fulfillment. So yes, you need to make sure you pick the right product and you pick the right design. If you make your own designs, you could actually set up multiple designs on a single design element. So when you pick that product t-shirt, you will be able to type in your name or upload your photo or put a name in a photo or change the orientation of your text. I mean, you're free to create your design. And if you print your own, you'll have to, yes, create a product base for each t-shirt, basically because probably they are different products, different physical products, like that. If you have multiple colors, yes, you can put all colors in one single product base because the physical product is one with many colors. But if you have different brands and they are actually different in reality, then you will have to create different products. If there's no, how to say this, if there's no different except for the brand, maybe what you can do is create a couple of variants. One variant will determine which brand you're going to be using, but in the end, it will be the same mockup and the same design. So in that case, you could actually put several brands on one single listing because they are the same, but you will have to study that case in particular. Yeah, I recommend that you always reach out to support or to customer success when you have specific cases that you want us to guide you into the best way to use Customily. Now, I'm going to get a little picky and I want to say I want to grab my standard lunchbox and I want to make this customizable. Now, what's the advantage if I go directly to the source and instead of creating a product from scratch and creating a base and a design and everything, I go straight to templates and I create a brand new template. You can do that. There's a button here that allows you to do that. And once you create a template, you can connect that to an existing product. The best advantage of creating a template from scratch, you don't have to be really pro or anything. It's just the way you imagine your listing and your product and the way you want your preview. For example, if I want this preview to bring into life, I may not be able to do that with a product base in a design because basically I may want to show the name twice. I may want to say the name on one lunchbox and on the other. So it will imply two different print areas and then it will come up as two different products. It will be a bit complicated. So usually when you set up a product base and a design, it's for a single view. But if you want to go a bit complex, you can just take that and modify everything later. The template is something you can modify. Now you will have to do the job twice. So if you're fulfilling this on your own and you have the product on your list, on your store and everything, and you just want to go manual, you can do so because you can have that product here in your, you can have that product in your store like this. And you may want to just, or maybe create this product and have this image to be the best. And then all you have to do is go to create a new template. When you create a new template, you will see a lot of familiar elements in the design studio. Let's go with the customizable lunchbox to views. Again, always is very important that the print area is exactly what you need printed on your product. So again, we know this is 400 by 50. We're going to use that to be our print area. And yes, this is exactly the same process. First step, the printing part. Second step, the preview part. Now the printing part is where you actually create all the customizable elements. In this case, yes, you need to create the customizable elements just like we did on the design. Remember, we have text boxes, curved and straight. We have placeholders so customers can upload their own files, street maps and star maps also that will allow your customers to customize locations and stuff. And if we go to the dynamic elements, we will see that images or vectors, we can upload multiple graphics like we did with the flowers. So I'm going to create a text box. That's what I want. And then I want to click transform to quickly shape it up exactly as I want this, 50, like that. My font, and I kind of forgot which one it was, but I think it's this one. Yeah, like that. That's my font. I can pick more than one font if I wanted to. This is fully customizable. It's a step-by-step process that you just do it in one sitting. I can, in the template part, you can always control what's printing and what's showing all the time. So, for example, I'm going to make this bigger. Okay. And this is my minimum size, my maximum size. I can keep typing and see how this goes like that. And when I reach the end of the box, I will keep shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until I reach the minimum size. If a minimum size was 10, I could keep shrinking, but it will be so small, it will be really ugly to print. So let's keep it something we can control. So this is my font and color, my font area. Now on the color part, here's the thing, because we are in full control of our template, we can set this to be black because we need this to be printed in black in PDF, in CMYK. This is going to be read by a specific machine that will imprint this laser or whatever. So this will look black by default. But when we go to the second step, we can actually customize a lot of things extra. For example, remember we want but this name twice because that's our picture and we love it. So the trick is we need two text elements. So I'm going to say this to type your name, and this object will show on one lunchbox and the cloned version of this will show on the other lunchbox. But I don't want to print the cloned version. I just want to hide it and keep it there for later. It's a cloned version, well, because it says cloned, but also has the same ID. So if I were to pick this, let me just show you, I could just type something, and you see it's always replicating. Yeah, like that. It will always change accordingly. I can put this outside even if I want to, because it's not going to print. I'm going to just hide it, and it's not going to print. But I need the cloned version because I will put things together later on the preview. So I click next to go to the preview part. And here I can start off with a background color or a background image. I would start with a background color when I know I'm going to be uploading many images, like many pictures of different colors of a t-shirt and stuff like that. But if I have one single image as my background and nothing else to add to the process, I mean, this is just my mockup with the customization on top, I could just pick a background image and that's it. And oh, I need to go back to this one. I actually made two chances because you may want to have like the full lunchbox or you want to have the one with the imprint designs. I will upload this to the assets later so you can play around with this and see what you can come up with. But I'm going to pick this with the animals already. It's going to resize and optimize to 1200 by 1200. And now this is my background. I can even change that later if I want to. But now I have this text element that is somewhere in here and this one that is somewhere in here. I'm going to grab those two and with using the control key and putting them on the spotlight. One thing I can do about this on the preview only is go to the color part and change the color. I can pick, for example, this color, yeah, and like that. And I can add a texture to make it look nicer. This is usually done on the preview, basically because it gives you, when you're dealing with jewelry, you want this to have a specific metal effect, for example, or you want to print on black, but you want to show on silver, gold, and stuff. So I'm playing around with possible colors until I'm happy with this. So I'm going to pick this code, yeah, and add it to the cloned version. Paste, save. Looks like that, of course, because there's no texture yet. And now I'm going to grab both of them with the shift key here and shrink them up until they are somewhere near where I want to have them. One will be here, one will be in here. I can start playing around with the possible effects. One effect I can do when I go to transform is to rotate this as needed, like that, yeah, and as that. And this has a slight skew, a slight effect of perspective. So I have skew horizontal and vertical to play with. See, I can start flipping this. Let me try something. It has an effect that this does not like that. Sounds not maybe like this, and maybe shifted like that. You see how it's changing very slightly, but enough for you to see the effect. And we are going to do the same here. Of course, because they are clones, they change it together. Let's flip it up. I try to use the command here because it will it loses a lot of control. Whoa, like that. Yeah, looks nice, but in the end, you will always try to be precise on that. Yeah, that's better. So now I can resize this like that. Of course, it does not have to be perfect or exact, but they have to actually match the concept, right? So even if this is smaller, it doesn't matter. It's just because it's what we want. And we're going to skew this, like shift it like this. Yeah. And look like that. And this is my template about to be finished. I'm going to check out layers. Everything looks nice. So we have skews, we have textures, colors, and everything. Of course, you can do this with the other template, but you will need to create the product base, create the design, combine them, make a unique template, come to the template, and change the background image, do the cloned version. You see how you need to see which case will be the best for you, what will save you more time, what will have to take you into duplicating steps and efforts. So of course, if you want this to work on multiple designs, then your product base is the way to go. But if you have a unique design and you have a very clear idea of how you want to present stuff, maybe doing the template is the best way to go. So this live session is oriented so you can watch the two processes and then look at your products and see what's best for your store. So I'm going to save this. Let me just check this. Yeah, showing both, printing one, all we need, showing on wood style, printing on black. That's all we need. Now, once you save a brand new template, it will ask you if you want to go straight to Shopify or Etsy to connect to a product. Because I have Shopify, it will take me here. If I click there, I will go to the store section. No mysteries here, yeah. And I can look for any unconnected or unlinked product, find my standard lunchbox, choose that template. It will be the last one, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And check it out this. Customily will offer it to do the options for you. Create the option set and save. You say yes. So that's automated for you. Of course, I can use this template on any design. In fact, I could actually go to my previous product and use the same template. And I'm going to do that. Yeah. Just came out. I saw a question and I wanted to. So for example, we may want to double check the options just in case, because you have two objects. So by default, if you have two objects, then you have two choices. You have type your name and type your name cloned. We only want one of these. So yeah, don't worry, they are clones. So even if I remove one text field like this, nothing will happen. Yeah. Okay, just wanted to do that because it makes me nervous. Then everything is done. There's a template, there's an option set. So now the product is ready to go. I could go to my original listing, refresh, and see now that this has become a customizable product. So I can type in something and see how it changes live. If I want my live session flowers launch, oh no, this one, no, this is the flowers. But if I want this live session to change, all I have to do is come to Customily, go back to products, find my linked launch box, and this is the flowers launch box, and this is the common launch box. So I'm going to pick here, and I'm just going to remove this template and choose the other one. I will not create the options again because I have the options. So I can say not now and take away this option set and find the one that is working with the other. Like that. This one, the last one. Okay. And save it. Another quicker way of doing this is go to advanced and just copy the settings from another product. So I were to find the launch. Yeah, the standard launch. I pick this one and it will replicate the template and the options used. And I save again. And I go to this, no, flowers, no, this one. And I refresh. The picture will be the same, which actually could be something really nice. But when I come here and type something, it will load the template with the customization. So yes, you can use templates on any product. You can use multiple option sets and share information like that. I really thank you for joining today. We had a lot of questions. This is really amazing. Is why we do this. We want live questionings and the chance to bring it along and find great examples for you to learn this. But if you have further questions, please go write to support@customily.com. Also, you're welcome to open a live chat in the app. We have a live chat open on business hours EST. And also join our Facebook communities because there's a lot of information exchange, videos, examples, people helping other people, commenting live sessions, sharing products. There's a lot of things going on the communities, and they're amazing to join and be part of the conversation. Okay, well, that's all for today. Thank you all for joining these live sessions of this week. We created a lot of products and did something new for change. Don't miss next week's live session. We're going to be going into a bit of on the settings side of Customily. That's also very important when you're seeing the way of showing the options to your customers. It can go really interesting and will open you to new ideas on the front end. So thank you all for watching and see you next week. Bye-bye.